Hello and welcome to a tutorial on how to design your calendar and send it through for us to print at Prestige Print for you. Firstly, I'll just go through some important options that you have. Now, while you're doing your creation, if you want to save it and come back to it because you have to do something else, click Save, this option here, but I would suggest that you create an account at that stage so that you'll find it again in your basket. Up until that point, you can carry on as a guest and order through guests, but once you save, you'll need to do that. And finished editing will take you through to show you a preview and give you the opportunity to download a PDF to have a look on. It will have a watermark on it. Over here we have our images, our labels for what's happening on the screen. So if we open those, that's where we can do things like add image, rotate and crop. Click on year and we'll see that that's the year label there. We can change that. We can change the fonts. If we click on that, the list will come up for you there. The font color. Now you can use a color palette that we've already designed for you, which means you can have a standard color going throughout, or if you've got your own individual colors, you can enter the CMYK here, or you can click through and find different colors as they appear on here. There's a few other options. The size, the alignment is where it goes within that box. Middle left, let's say middle center. We'll move that, and same with the with that word calendar. No, and you don't have to stick with those. You can move those around. You can change the text, and as soon as you highlight them, you can delete them. You can undo there, undo your move, redo, copy, and paste. And alignment works quite well if you've got, say you wanted those to be lined up together. Hold shift and click the second field down, and let's say we want to align them vertically, horizontally. Sorry about that, I'm not sure. I'll fix that up later. Okay, so next we want to, let's just delete that field and move it over to here. Now we want to upload some images. Now we can do this a whole lot of images at once by clicking the upload button, and then we need 15 images. Well, we can reuse obviously for our cover and our back cover, so 13 images is good. I'm going to go into that folder and I'm going to hold the shift key down and pick up, shift and then control, because I don't want those ones in the middle. Pick up all of these images, not that GIF, it's too big. I've already got that one. Pick up all these images and then I'm going to do open, and now I'm going to upload. Now it does help to have a fast internet connection, because, well, for me I have quite big files. It's probably not a great idea, but it does look good when you print them. But it will tell you about the quality of the image. That's a good thing about this software tool, is that it will warn you if your image is not great. Right, last one's going in. Cool, success. Alright, so now that we've got those there, we can click on there and select all, and we can click on here and do auto populate, which is kind of cool. Otherwise you can do it one by one, that's no problem as well. So you have the chance to crop them as you're populating them, and also it's going to tell you about how good the quality of the image is. So I'll tell you that I've got a few here that will not say high quality image. this one's low, but it's not too low. It's just warning me that maybe it won't come out as well as the others. If it's too low, it just won't let me go ahead and upload it. It will come up in a red there, and you won't have this highlighted, so you'll have to just pick another one. If it happens, just click cancel crop and pick up another one. That one's low again, but we're going with that. Okay, so we picked up that one as a cover. I'm actually going to replace that one, and I'm going to go with, these are all my images. I'm going to go with this one. I quite like the look of that one. If you think this isn't, you might need to move that to show that it's on the background, but we could also change the font, the colour, to make it stand out a bit more. Maybe cream. Quite like cream. Maybe, yeah, I'm not sure. I'll have a play with that later. Alright, so let's have a look. Let's go through our pages and see what we've got. So we'll see it loading in a minute, each page. See if we're happy with that. And if you want to add a text, you might want to add a heading or something about that. Now this is coming through with a special font effect, so I'll show you how to do that. It's quite good for going over a picture because it'll stand out a bit more. So what we can do is, say, we can change the font color, the font background. At the moment we've got a pinch happening. There are other, like bridge, which we'll do like that, but if we don't want that curve to be going on, then we control it here on intensity. And we've got a shadow going on, which I quite like. We can also add an outline, which we could, let's see if we change the color of the font to, let's say, pink. Maybe not a black outline, maybe so we've got pink, coral, not sure. I should have played with this a bit before. But see how it's got a shadow text, so it's standing out a bit more. And obviously you can change the size of it. And you might want to put, you know, I don't know, where was this, Carcassonne? I don't know how to spell it off by heart. That's not the spelling. I don't think it's got two S's. Carcassonne. That's good. Yeah, I'll find that out later. There you go. So anyway, it's got quite a good look that it stands out. It's quite big at that point. So if you want to change it, just pick it up over here again. To change the size of the font, which is defaulted to in this instance, that's the size of the drop shadow. So just make sure you read these boxes. Outline, that's all to do with the outline. That's the thickness of the outline. That's all to do with the drop shadow, so which you can see the little shadows under the letters. And arranging, if you're probably not going to play with that too much. The alignment, we can put to middle center, and then we can know that it will go in the middle of that box. What was I doing? Oh, looking at the size of the font itself. I would think it's just a question of moving this because it's a special effect. Because so it's gonna redo itself. So probably, yeah. I mean, not distribute itself within that box. So it's not like you'd put in a size. So I mean, that's kind of cute. but obviously you'd say something else, and I think maybe looking at that, it's so badly spelt. Sorry about that, but that's okay. Just trying to keep it real. What else? Oh yes, if we want to put in a special birthday, then we can go into. I've given you these assets here, just as for birthdays. So how we put those in is pick up an image. So that I clicked on that photo, add the camera. Sorry, add image. Pick up where the date's going to go. Maybe don't want to overwrite the date, and then click on the image that you wanted from there. Same thing as happens really. Not sure what that's taking. And then finish cropping, and then we might want to click out of it, and then we might want to put the name of the birthday person in there. Squish it down. Now to see that a bit better, let's make it, I'm not sure how big we're getting this at the moment, but let's go for this, and let's say that's Nana. She's a Nana. What's happened there? Sorry. Why has that not worked? Let's take off the drop shadow. Yeah, the special effects might not work. I wouldn't probably put those in for this. Just turn those off. But there you go. There's your birthday there. And the other option we have is to pick up some images from Pixabay, which is a stock library. Let's go put something in search. Let's say anniversary. Oops, sorry. I mean, you can use them for your main images if you want. So you might want to put that in a special. Oopsie, sorry. Let's just give it a few more seconds. So let's add an image for this date. Sorry. Finish. There you go. So that's someone's anniversary there. Okay, so that is how to add images. At the moment, I think we're a few images. So to go back to your pages, you need to click on these arrows down here. And I'm just going to find where I don't think I've got all my images in. This one's not displaying at the moment, so we're just going to go through here. Put it back to 75. Okay, so I just need one more image. Let's just upload another one. So that's for January of 2021. And then this is the back cover. Now what you can do here is you might want to put some writing on there. So what I've allowed you to do is to change around the sizing of the photo. But of course remember that if you do the full, always go over the bleeds. Your images always have to go over the bleeds unless it's right inside the bleed, because we cut along that red dotted line. That's what the line is, and the inside line is the safety zone. Everything should be within that safety zone. Okay, so what I'll do just to show you what happens, we're going to have to unselect all of these, and then I'm going to select that photo, which is a skinny photo. It's a portrait photo, and because it's able to for this back cover to allow you to put some writing in, we can sort of resize this a little bit. So you might want to put in more than one image if you want, but I quite like just doing a half, like the idea of a half. See how it's going right over the sides? Maybe it's a bit more over, and then you can add your text box over to the side here. Whoops, sorry. Right. You could even have it going right over if you wanted, or you can take it to the side. And then you've got your special effects again, as I showed you before, but you might want to turn those off. So if you just want to have an ordinary look at how to do it, then you need to click off this one here and put that to none, and then that will just be back to the text, that using this here, which is alignment, character size, that space, top left. I can see that I might have to just set a setting for character size, because that's me missing it. It's there, 60. There you go. So you might want to, if it's a GIF, that's a nice place to put it. You can, if you use the special fonts, the special thing, then you might want to put it over there and put some nice outlines, change the colour, match up, things like that. Okay, of course there's fill background as well, which I didn't show you, so that can be behind the text, and that can work quite nicely in some places. And then sometimes you might want to have the text as white if you're going to do colours at the back. Okay, so there's a lot you can do, and if you are going to do colour like that, then take it right to the edges, because as I said before, we're going to cut on that red line, and it becomes very hard if you had something like that. You might get a white line. Okay, so take it right to the edge. Alright, I think now, okay, let's do the next step just so I can show you what happens. So let's say we're going to do finished editing. How long? Yeah. So now it's just creating a preview for you to look at, and as I said before, you can download that preview and look at it in a PDF form, which I highly recommend. Obviously it will have a watermark on it, so but it's not a huge watermark. It's just to make sure that you don't just, I think for obvious reasons. Okay, so we can preview like this step through like that, and you can make it bigger, but the best way is to download. Click the download, just save that, and that will come down. You'll see that downloading, and then when you've had a look at that, you can either cancel, it'll take you back to the edit, or continue. Continue will want you to tick here, and that will take you through to that will put it into your checkout basket. And don't be scared, because at that stage you can still decide on a whole lot of things, like how many, whether to go ahead, whether to pay at checkout, all that sort of thing, delivery. So it doesn't bind you to the order. So yeah, and as I said before, if you save it, let's save it and have a look what happens. Did it come up with something? Did I not click that? There we go. Sorry, I didn't click it. I'll take you to here. And as it says here, 60 days only. And there's where you can edit your options or quantity, continue design. Now, I think the best idea at this stage is to create an account if you haven't logged in already, because that will save it for you. You can go back to it. Yeah, create an account here. That way you won't lose all that work. Okay, thanks for listening.